The maintenance is over for Etheria Restart, guys. We have a brand new update. In today's video, we're going to go over the patch notes. We're going to have a look at the new characters. I'm very curious to see the base stats, the skills, how many lattice we actually need to invest in PLUME, the new LD unit, which seems really, really powerful. We're going to have basically some compensation as well. You're gonna get a 10 pull, so make sure you guys log in. But before we dive into it, I just want to give a massive shout out to Etheria Restart for sponsoring today's video. If you guys want to try out the game, you can do so by clicking the link in the description down below. So let me collect my goodies, and we're quickly gonna go over the patch notes because we're gonna have a brand new event for the big spenders. Okay, so let's start with the update compensation. You're gonna get a 10 pull, as I was saying before. We're gonna get a new content, of course. In the new content, the two new SSR and SR units are kind of like included. So we're gonna get Plume, however you're pronouncing her name. We're gonna have Hizuki Mari, which looks really, really cool. I really love the design, kind of like robotic a bit on her. And we're gonna have 4 new shells. And we have, of course, the new boss, guys. So we're going to have a lot of things to basically check out. We will have a new event where you're going to basically be able to get specific lattice for Plume if you're going to summon dupes of her. So the more you summon on her banner, the more rewards you're basically going to get. Is this event right here, Prowess Up. During the event, activate Plume's Prowess in the Animus Prowess interface to receive exclusive lattice for Plume, which it won't work for other characters by the looks of it, Red Shadowprint, and Module Essence rewards. Now, that is only going to become available tomorrow. We have a weekly pack Essence shop available now. High value packs here containing items like Module, Essence, Hydra Crystals, and more. Basically, some new offers most likely, which I do not think they are available in-game yet. They might be. We're actually going to check that out in a second. Let's see, at the Essence shop. Okay, yes. Basically, this is the new shop. My God. This is a bit crazy. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts, though. Are you guys purchasing this currency every week? We do have some at the weekly shop, right? If I'm not mistaken, this one right here. Are you paying $10 to get 1,200 of it to gamble, to try and get a better piece of gear? Or you're fine with just farming the gear? Because personally, I'm never really purchasing that. I only got it during the first week of the game to try and basically maybe get a couple of better pieces of gear or something like that. But either way, the rest, it doesn't seem to be here in terms of like LD summons, like Apex summons and stuff. Probably is gonna start tomorrow with a banner. Leaving all that on the side, if we are quickly going to head on to the archive and have a look at the characters, then we're gonna see if the shells and the boss is in the game. So we have Plume right here, guys. Disorder. Wow, 129 base speed. 129. That is just crazy. Is she the fastest unit in the game? So 127 on Lily. Mio has 126, 120 on her. I think she's literally the fastest unit in the game. I don't think anyone else is as fast as her. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is pretty damn crazy on its own. 129 speed. You do want her to build her pretty fast, right? The rest of the stats look fairly decent. Let's quickly have a look at the prowess. Actually, then we're going to see what happens with the rest because they are doing an event for it. So basically, you're getting damage increase, damage reduction, just like the typical stuff on the first. That's on the last one, actually. Increases the basic stats. Counter attack rate increased. Okay. I can't remember if I've seen this on any of the prowess before. Counter-attack rate. That can be very nasty. Like, if she can counter-attack with her basic skill, right? She can apply the quill debuff. I'm not sure what percentage rate it has, but we're going to check it in a second. But this is nasty, huh? Increases the basic stats, increases the accuracy. So you are getting counter-attack on her second empowerment, which is actually really, really huge. Leaving all that on the side, let's quickly go on to the skills. So, Feather Fire. Summons Feather Fire, dealing 200 damage to all enemies. Ooh, with 100% chance to inflict a stack of Curse Quill. 100%. So having that counterattack rate up, that's gonna be freaking huge for her, man. Because if you can counterattack and inflict more stacks of Curse Quill, is crazy. Each stack increases the damage taken by 6% and reduces the speed by 3%, up to 10 stacks. You can boost the damage of your team by 60% and decrease their speed by 30% with 10 stacks. That is disgusting, okay? That is absolutely disgusting. I was so curious, what are the numbers on the Curse Quill? I mean, this is instantly power creeping any other debuffer, Dinah, Klaus, and all the rest, right? Like, she's gonna be so much better. I'm very curious about the main skill, though. What's the percentage rate to apply the debuffs? Because that's gonna be very important. But either way, the first skill having 100% chance is crazy powerful. Then, let's quickly check the passive. The Curse Quill looks amazing. 60% damage boost if you reach the 10 stacks is crazy. But I would assume reaching the 10 stacks might not be as simple as it sounds. Then, the Quill. Beautiful feathers often hide danger. Whenever an animus uses an active skill or triggers a passive skill, for every one debuff inflicted to the enemy unit, there is 100% chance to inflict an extra stack of Curse Quill. Animus except Plume can stack up to 1 time per skill. So it won't be as easy, right? Because let's just say you're taking in a character that lands 3 debuffs after, or 2 debuffs. You're going to be able to land 3 more stacks with that skill, right? Actually, no, because it's a except Plume can stack up to 1 time. So even if you're landing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 debuffs with 1 skill, if I understood this correctly, I might be wrong though, you can only add 1 stack on top of it, right? So it's not stacked for each debuff that a different character does except her. Is basically landing a debuff. Animus except Plume can stack up to 1 time per skill, so not per debuff. Yeah, I got that right. So even if you take in, let's just say, Dinah to go straight after her to apply 2, 3 debuffs or a Heinrich or something like that, you're still going to get only 1 stack per skill. So in reality, you want to bring in characters that can utilize multiple skills that bring in debuffs. That's basically the whole idea. After each enemy's unit's action ends, Plume increases all allies' turn meter by 8%. Oh, that is so nasty. So every time an enemy takes a turn, you're gonna get 8% turn meter on your entire team. That is massive. Super powerful. My god, what is this character? She feels like she's on steroids, literally. I like the fact that every other character, any animus in the team can trigger this passive and inflict a stack of Curse Quill, because that will enable you to basically push more damage onto the enemy. And the Dispel skill, Flame Dance. The weak should struggle in the Quill's flames. She deals 3 hits of 110% damage to all enemies. Each hit has a 45% chance to dispel. Fairly decent. With enough accuracy, you can get that up to 90%. You can literally double it, right? That is very good. Each hit. So that's the main thing that I was curious of, okay? At the moment, if you go in Aurora, if you go in Terror Maton, what's gonna happen? You're gonna shit resist, okay? And that's it. End of fight. Because, hey, your Viper, Heinrich, Holden failed to remove the debuffs, okay? Or your defense down character failed to land the defense down. And it might be a wipe, it might not be a wipe. But she has 3 hits. Each hit has a chance to dispel a buff and a chance to apply defense down and weakness for 2 turns. very, very, very strong just because of the 3 hits. It means that your chance of getting resisted 3 times in a row, if you have enough accuracy, is very, very, very unlikely. And this is basically a character that was really needed in the game. You want to reduce the RNG in your runs, and this is your solution, okay? Not changing the 10% chance by introducing a unit that has multi-hits. I think she is in freaking sane. I think she's probably one of the most busted characters in the game, considering how many things she does, okay? If we're talking about the Bruiser meta at the moment, I think she's gonna be the perfect thing for it. One thing that I like as well, and let's see what it is. This effect cannot be purified or transferred. So once you apply the Curse Quill, that's it. It's gonna stay there. They cannot get rid of it. And that is huge as well, because that will reduce the speed and the damage that they take. Now, this S3, landing the defense down, is massive versus all of the defense-based tanks, right? Holden, Rahu, etc. Then it will reduce the damage that they deal as well, on top of breaking their defense, which makes them kind of like hit like wet noodles, right? And that is really, really, really powerful. Now, the downside of this character, as you guys probably noticed, you need a lattice into the S1, okay? You want to get this level 5. Very, very important. Nothing else really matters except, actually it's just the speed decrease. That can be nice, but I feel like you're still going to want to bring in a decreased speed character, because that's going to be on top of this, okay? So you can still bring a Kloss in, okay? Kloss can literally just join in and it will just make your run much better. You can still bring a Dyna in and it's going to make your run much better. But instead of using characters like Viper or the others, you're going to use her instead, okay? And it's going to work much, much better. The whole idea in here is that you want to get at least to level 3. So the damage boost increases to 6%. Yeah, it's nice to have the Curse Quill speed reduction effect increases to 3 points from whatever it might be, 1, 1.5, or 2. But it's something that you can live without, okay? For PvP, it's going to be massive, though. Then, on the passive, you kind of want to get preferably to at least level 4. Level 5 is nice to have a 100% chance to apply it, right? But I think you might be able to pull her off just with level 4. But she needs the lattice. And one of the craziest things is that this skill is on a 3-turn cooldown if you fully skill it. So the spell chance increases to 45. You really need to have that on. And the chance to apply the debuffs increases to 45. You really want to have that on as well. So level 4 is kind of like going to be mandatory. I don't necessarily think that you need to get a skill cooldown, because it's already going to be on a 4-turn cooldown, which is good. 3-turn cooldown, much better, of course. But you can definitely play without having that on, because in most cases, if you're going to be able to stack a lot of debuffs, increase the quill stacks and all the rest, and bring in some other debuffs that enhance the damage, I mean, you're going to destroy the bosses. You're absolutely going to demolish the bosses. This is, without a doubt, guys, a must-pull unit. I think it's insanely powerful. Out of all of the units that they've added into the game since the release, and I'm not talking about damage dealers, right, because they do damage and that's it. I think she's literally the most busted one, because she has so many powerful things in her skill set, especially the Thermitter in here as well. Now being able to remove the Curse Quill, the triple hitter, which will make everything run smooth, is just huge. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I do not have a huge amount of Apex summons. I would love to get multiple copies, but it's all about the RNG. I'm definitely not planning to kind of like go ham, but I would love to have her at prowess 2, just to get a counterattack up and running. And we're going to have a new SSR unit too, Hizuki Mari. She does look pretty damn cool though. Like, yeah, she looks really cool. I love the design, the robotic hands and all that stuff. 123 base speed, definitely not bad. They are freaking LD SSRs that don't have such a high speed. With his skill, don't get distracted. She will deal damage to a single enemy, with the final hit having a chance to reduce the target's turn meter by 25%. Pretty decent. The passive, let's play something more thrilling. All units on the field gain 30% increased attack. Healing effects are additionally reduced by 30%. And all allies can no longer receive attack up. Now, the problem is that you're missing out on a 10% attack up boost if you're using her in your team. It can be good. It can be bad. I mean, the thing is, she's a control unit that gives you the increased attack up instantly. So you don't have to worry about bringing in a different unit for the increased attack, which I think overall is really, really strong, right? You can use it instead of Kazuyo, instead of Obol or something like that. Hopefully. We're going to see the AoE in a second, right? This effect does not apply to enemy units in PvE mode. Okay, so they will not get the increased attack, which is interesting. But you're going to get your damage reduced, your healing reduced, sorry. So it's all about, is it worth the trade-off, right? Trading all that just to have this on with the third skill, which, let me show you your real Temari ball skills. Strikes with her ball, dealing 2 hits of 150 damage to all enemies. The first attack has a 100% chance to apply resistance down for 2 turns, and the final hit has a 60% chance to apply petrify for 1 turn. Now, it's only 1 hit. It would have been much, much better if it would have been a double hit having the chance to apply petrify, right? It would have been much, much better in terms of control. But petrified targets cannot take action, and the cooldown will not automatically reset at the end of the unit's turn. Okay, sounds like a good control. I think we have this in the game. Like, I'm sure a different unit has it, but I just can't remember which one. The decreased resistance is a nice touch for other units. If you're running a Yeli, you might land a decreased defense down easily as well and do more damage or something like this. Double hitter, pretty interesting. I think she seems like a very decent SR unit. I think it will definitely be played in PvP. Then, let's quickly see if we have the new shells, guys, and the new boss. Very curious if he's on, or is it going to be only tomorrow? No, we are in Carrion Cross Chloros. The main thing that I'm curious of is not seeing what the boss does, but I'm curious to see what the shells do. Okay, so we're gonna go to Inferno, and we have the Reaper Steps. Whenever this unit resists any debuff effect, gains 16% turn meter and can only trigger 1 time per turn. Can also trigger when the Animus is unable to act. And you are getting Bloodbath Strife, Cure Swift, Wellspring, Time Weave on it. Okay. Interesting. Wait, can we not get any of the other effects on? Or they just don't show it? Yeah, like we have no... none of the other sets, like Smite or Swift or, you know, the special pieces. None of them appear here. It might be a bug. I would assume so, right? Or it might not. Either way. Then, moving on to the next shell, we have Sword 7. When this Animus takes action, if self-attacks controlled enemies within 2 turns, deals 40% more damage. When this Animus takes action, if self-attacks controlled enemies within 2 turns, deals 40% more damage. So more damage versus controlled enemies. Okay, it was a bit confusing right there. I was like, what? Interesting for PvP as well, for Cleave, right? Like, it could potentially be really powerful for that. Moving on to the next, not good necessarily for bosses, right? Because you ain't doing much versus bosses. You don't control them. Unless you put taunt on some of them. Then we have Ouroboros. When this animus takes action, if self HP percentage is higher than 70%, increases the damage dealt by the host by 5% and speed by 5 up to 6 stacks. Ooh, this is definitely one that's meant for the Bruiser meta, just looking at it, you know. So if the self HP percentage is higher than 70%, the thing is you need to take quite a few turns to max the stacks, right? But it's definitely designed for the Bruiser meta. Like, look at the sets. You have literally Swift, Unbreakable, Bramble, Bulwark, Bloodbath. You have Kenai on it as well, which works on all of them. Coast Guard, and you have Ether Plague. So, interesting one as well. Then, moving on to Tiger Yin. When this animus takes action, selects the enemy with the lowest HP percentage, prioritizing a boss, and deals 160% damage to the target, increasing their number one hit of damage taken in this turn by 40%. So basically, this will deal damage. This is gonna be such a freaking busted one, though. Like, let me just repeat it again. So it will attack the boss, and it will mark the boss. The first hit that the wearer deals is going to have the damage increased by 40%. Batsby, you know what? If you weren't one-shotting Aurora before, you are definitely going to do it now. This is going to be so freaking nasty. You have the right sets on. You have Kenai, you have Bloodbath, Bulwark, you have Harvest, Fury, Onslaught. No momentum on it, which is fine because you don't need it. It pairs so freaking well with Kenai. This is really, really nasty. Really, really nasty. So I'm going to start farming this ASAP. And, okay, we can see actual the other sets right here. So we have Swift, Smite, and Evolguard for the Reaper steps. Very, very, very nasty. Let's actually see. What do we have in here? Anyone cleared Inferno yet? Hell, Nightmare. Okay, we got Nightmare. Let's actually see what the boss does. Easy peasy. So he starts with immunity as well. The new unit will be very, very strong in here. You got Viper, defense down, and of course, she's gonna absolutely dump onto this boss, as usual. Yeah, one shot on that difficulty. I think we might be fine on the Inferno, but I think the new unit, Plume, is going to be massive versus this boss as well. This, Aurora, Terromaton, really, really nasty. So under Inferno difficulty, Chloros is immune to control effects, Terminator effects, and dot effects, and deals additional 200% damage to Reason Affinity Animus. Okay, that's fine. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Tons of things happening. Looking forward to dive into the new boss, show you some different teams and stuff. And as usual, much love. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. The new unit is 1000% a must pull. It's probably one of the most powerful units in the game. That's all for this one. Big shout out to Etheria Restart for sponsoring the video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.